Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another SCUM Sandbox survival episode. So previous episode, we got ourselves a little hazmat suit. You can quite clearly see I'm wearing it. But not only that, I unfortunately lost an AKM. But if you've got very keen and very peeled eyes right now, you'll see in slot 2 that I've actually got an AKM. That is because I decided to go and just buy one. I was kind of miffed at the fact that I lost that AKM. Sure, it wasn't of great value and stuff like that. It might not have been the best of weapons, but it was an AKM. I wanted to find an AKM, and I found one, and the game decided, no, you're not allowed one. So I went and bought one. So as you can see, I've taken a wee bit of a hemorrhage to my overall bank here, but we have a functional AKM, and I've got on it the Spectral DR scope. I have an RPK drum magazine, full by the way. I've also got the other magazines down here in my vintage hazmat suit. Not just that, I've got an RIS adapter, and I've got my AK-15 suppressor attached. Suppressor, sorry. And it looks like this. It looks absolutely fantastic. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue today's video, if you enjoyed today's episode, leave a thumbs up on this video. Tell me what you think in the comments below about SCUM, or about the video, or about me. I don't care. That as well, if you want to stay up to date with videos just like this, consider subscribing, ring the little bell, and you'll stay up to date with videos just like this. And if you want to support the channel further, you can consider becoming a YouTube member or a Royal Patron. Links are in the description. Right. I said today that we are going to go and do something interesting today. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go into this little location. Now, before I do this, I know a lot of people are not really fond of the radioactive zone, which is in Charlie 0. Not a lot of people are quite interested in it. There's not a lot of value going in there to take things out, because obviously you need to clean them. You need to basically scrub off any sort of radiation affected items. But I want to go in and just show off this location. So today we're just going to do a simple tour of what is essentially a radioactive copycat of Pripyat. If you don't know what Pripyat is, it is the town that is very close to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And we all know what happened to that. If you want to see the series, go see the series. But in real life, yeah, things and radiation and big beams of light and, you know, that kind of stuff. But today I want to go through my SCUM's version of Pripyat today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the AK with me today. As I said, the drum magazine is full, 75 rounds out of 75 rounds. I did use quite a considerable amount of the ammunition that we also found for the AK-15. So I've got it in this. So we are going to be using the spectroscope because I want to try and take out threats as early as possible. My backpack is currently consisting of duct tape. Now, for the uninformed, you use duct tape to repair vintage hazmat suits. As you can quite clearly see, one of these took a chunk of duct tape, and we essentially repaired the hazmat suit. I am going to be taking this little puppy today. I'm not going to be taking anything in regards to the vehicle. We're not taking the 4-wheeled vehicle, we're taking the 2-wheeled variety because it is quicker, and I don't want to lose this vehicle anytime soon. As you can quite clearly see, this thing's taken a bit of a beating as of recently, so I'm just going to repair some of this. I'm going to repair some of this because this does need repaired. There we go, back to 100%. We want to keep it that way. Okay. I've also got my knife on me. The other thing as well is, if I quickly show you this, in the vintage hazmat suit, you can only walk or jog. You cannot sprint. I am pushing forward with my mouse wheel. You cannot sprint in a vintage hazmat suit. I don't think you can sprint in the modern one either, but the modern one has a better storage or a better inventory space than this one. So we're just going to make do with what we've got today. We're just going to make do with the vintage hazmat suit. We're going to drive this, and we're going to drive straight over to the Charlie 0 sector. We're going to head north and head across the northern sector of Bravo, or northern reaches of Bravo 0. We're then going to move into this area. We're going to park the bike here because this is the best place to kind of park it, because it's pretty much a pinpoint. And then we're going to walk in. Right. Here we go. Rattling away, ladies and gentlemen, rattling away. I I'm very excited for when they bring in the entrenching tool. Not just that, they've also released a little thing about the coloured clothing as well. So now we can all go dark green and camouflage ourselves in amongst the foliage of this game. It's a cool little feature. I don't think it's of great substance. A lot of people have been asking my opinion of the game recently, since 1.0 dropped and stuff like that. And I will admit, the updates have been a little bit slow, but to be quite honest with you, they're in a release phase. Or they're not in a release phase, they're in the post-release phase. So they're trying to gather up as many things as possible to probably launch as an update. And apparently that update is going to be fairly soon. So I'm hoping maybe next week or the end of the month or something like that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't tell you anyway. But a lot of people have been asking me in regards to SCUM, what I still feel about it, and I still like it. I still enjoy it. I think a lot of people are quite disheartened about a few things, and that's totally fine. I'm not going to argue against it at all. I'm also not going to argue for SCUM. But in my own little playtimes that I have in this game, whether it's playing multiplayer or playing single player, doing some creative stuff, creating events. Oh, that as well. See the coloured clothing. Events are going to be so much more enjoyable in my server, by the way. If you want to join my server, by the way, you can jump in my Discord and read the rules and stuff like that. It's a whitelisted server. We don't allow cheaters or any sort of like drama or anything like that. It's a very mature server. So if you want to come and join that, you want to come and join a very mature community as well, consider it. If you want to come and play that's only if you want to. You don't have to. But having coloured clothing like blue versus red. If you remember the Halo animations and stuff like that for red versus blue. This is the problem with having cats. You end up getting hairs all over you. There we go, I got it. Right, now that we're in the radioactive zone, I'm just going to park my vehicle as soon as we get round to this corner here. See, it didn't take that long, but going back to what I was saying, I know a lot of people are quite disheartened with SCUM at the moment. As I said, I'm not going to argue against it, I'm not going to argue for it or anything like that, but all I will say is, give them a wee bit of time. Just give them a wee bit of time. Give them a wee bit of time to kind of like... I'm not going to be one of these cool kids and say give them time to cook. I'm just going to give them time to just stew it up and get it ready. Because I would much rather have an update that has functional items, usable things, and things that will not break in an instance. Now, a lot of people will probably argue against that. Because, well, I mean, I've been playing SCUM for a very long time, so have other people. We know that when they fix 2 things, 3 more things break. That's just inherent part of development. What I'm trying to say is essentially, just give them time. I'm not a person to ask like, what do you think about this? Or do you agree with this? It's like, no, I don't care. I don't care. I play the game, I have fun. That's what this is a game. Have fun with it. If you don't have fun with it, at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's no one else's choice. Alright? I enjoy the game. I'll keep playing the game because I enjoy it. I like the look of it, I like the functions of it, I like the mechanics of it, I like the way the game is structured, the way that it's played. You might not, that's totally fine, but it doesn't mean that you can tell me to stop playing this game, okay? I'm not going to tell you to play this game, I'm not going to not tell you to play this game. If you enjoy it, play it. If you don't, there's other games out there, there are other survival games. You don't have to dedicate to just one game, okay? That's another thing about my channel. If you've not noticed, a lot of my new videos are on completely different games. I used to focus mainly on SCUM. I'm kind of diversifying a little bit, and it makes things a lot more easier to tolerate and to deal with. Because if I'm not feeling SCUM one day, I can play something else, and that is totally fine to do. I don't know who needs to hear this. If you don't like what's going on, wait, or play something different, okay? I understand people are passionate about this game. I understand people that want to see this game be the best it can be. But at times, you kind of just have to bite the bullet and go, I'm frustrated. I'm going to go play something different. I'll come back later. I'll come back another time. Do you know what I mean? It's not rocket science. It's simple. It's a simple thing to... That glare is unbelievable. That glare is unbelievable. Anyway, that's my rant over. Hope you enjoyed it. If you needed to hear that, I'm glad. If you made a decision out of that little rant, good. Stick to it. Okay? Right. Now we're in a radioactive zone. This is the fun zone. This is the deadly zone. So we have a couple of high-rise flats here, high-rise apartments. We're currently in the park, I believe. Now I believe with this park we're going to see the massive Ferris wheel. Now, if you've ever played Call of Duty, if you've ever seen pictures of Pripyat, if you've ever seen any of that stuff, the iconic Ferris wheel, the big white Ferris wheel. If you've ever seen it, it's one of the landmarks of all time. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a very interesting thing because it is pretty much locked in stasis. It is a Ferris wheel locked in time. It is deteriorating, I believe. I believe it is deteriorating. But hello. Right, I need to take this scope off because this scope is actually killing my eyes right now. So I'm going to take the RIS adapter off it as well. So we're just going to use the iron sights right now. It's so easy. It's so easy to use this gun. I really do wish though that they would hurry up and maybe add additional attachments to the guns. Like foregrips. Like, for example, the gas block on this, the wooden part. Or not the gas block. Basically that wooden part. They would make like a wooden, an interchangeable part where you could stick on the wood version, but it has the foregrip on it. You know what I'm talking about. You guys who played like Tarkov and stuff like that. We all played Tarkov at some point, and it was the first grip that we had available to us in one of the vendors. Right? Don't tell me you didn't play it. I mean, if you didn't play it, that's totally fine as well. I don't mind. I'm just using it as an example. Anyway. I believe this is the hospital. We didn't see the Ferris wheel there. I didn't actually manage to find it. I could go up on top of the hospital though. Now there is a baths here. There is a location where there is a bathhouse, and it is based on the Azure bathhouse in Pripyat as well. There's a lot of callbacks to Pripyat here. I can hear you guys, but... Oh, there's one. There's a lot of callbacks to Pripyat here. In fact, going off of the series, the Chernobyl series, this looks like the building that they walk into to do the meeting regarding like how bad the damage, how extensive the damage is to the Chernobyl reactor. And they go to the underground bit. I'm thirsty. Oh, I should have filled up on my water and food, but no matter. There is a military location right here, a military kind of POI here within this this town. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, well, if you've ever played Stalker or Stalker Anomaly or the new Stalker and stuff like that, this is probably very recognisable as well. Where is he? I can't see him. I see one there. I think he's in the bush. I think he's just chilling in the bush. We'll just leave him to chill in the bush. Alright? We'll just leave him to chill there. But this, I believe, is the art centre, I want to call it. I think this is the art centre. Because when I played Stalker Anomaly, this is one of the locations you had to come to. I think this is the kind of cultural arts building. I should be looting stuff, but at the moment I'm just kind of like kind of engrossed by like everything that's here. Yeah, you go up here. And there should be like a big auditorium around here somewhere. I'm gonna go through this. Okay, there's nothing even there. There's nothing even in it. But yeah, this is all iconic locations from Pripyat. I keep saying it. You will find a lot of iconic locations here. Any bad people? Any baddies? They're definitely out there. They are 100% out there. I can hear them. I just saw that door at the very side of my eye there. Out of my peripherals. There we go. We've got a couple of classrooms. And this is the... Oh! It is. I totally forgot about this bit. So, if you ever played Stalker Anomaly or any of the Stalker games, you'll know that this actually goes down underground. This is an area where the monolith have kind of kept guard of. This is where the super soldier actually dwells, in this particular area, except half of this has gone down. It's kind of sunken down. And see that doorway right there? That doorway's actually down there, so they've kind of changed it around a little bit. So if we go down here, and we go to the underground bit, yeah, there's a big window here. There's just be a left and a right. That takes us to the corridor, and this takes us out. Yeah! I remember all these places. So I believe this is either the university or it's a culture centre. If my memory's serving me correctly. This whole building here is a massive culture centre. But let's go in here. Let's go into this place right here. I'm gonna get the katana out because I'm gonna close on this guy. Nah, loser. Nah. How is my suit hanging in there? 100%. That's good. Got some glue out of him. Gonna get back to the old AK. Rah! Yeah, the glare on the scope is a little bit too much for me, so I think we're just gonna run without it for right now. There's no point being blinded willingly, like a self-imposed blindness. I don't think so. All right, vault over this. We'll go in the front door. I think you can actually open the back of these. You can too. There's nothing in them though. Right, let's go in the front door. Or the front entrance. What we got in here? Anything good in here? Some shoes. Screwdriver. I'll be taking. There's a little checkpoint right here. A little checkpoint building. We got anything in here? As I said, there will be things in here that are very radiated. And taking these items out is you can do it. You just need to wash them. There's a little bit of an emphasis on washing the items that you get out of here. But realistically, this is not a place that a lot of people kind of frequent because, and I'll admit it, there's no real incentive for players to actually visit this location unless they just want to go a little tour around what is essentially a copycat of Pripyat. I mean, you can find decent stuff in here. There's not to say that you can't find good things in this POI specifically. Like, I mean, look at all the military containers and stuff like that. There are military containers here. You can search these things. Then again, if you take it outside the radiation zone, I mean, you're going to be taking something that's also radiated out with you. Oh my god. I have to say goodbye to my assault backpack, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say goodbye to it. I'm going to take the irradiated camo hiking backpack. Oh, did it go up there? It went up there. Now I have a hiking backpack. As I said, you can find some decent stuff here. Just, you need to be careful when you take it out or if you take your hazmat suit off. Right, they are exposed. I can search the... No, don't rest, don't rest! I didn't mean to rest. I thought I could search that. No, I can't search that. Oh, you can only rest in these ones. Okay. Couple of lockers here. Pair of goggles. Nothing in there. There's a little locker right there. More military goggles. Right, into the tent. Let's see what we find in here. I was hoping that we could raid the beds and stuff like that for some money, but it seems as though that these ones don't have that function to be searched. They can only be rested on. Now, is it 1 for 4 or is it 1 for 3? It is 1 for 3. I think there's 45 ACP in an MRE. Heavily radiated MRE. I suppose it'll be okay. It's inside its packaging, you know. It'll be. Pair of pink frillies. And aviators as well. That's a combination and a half. Right, we've got a couple of white buildings here. Let's see what's in here. Absolutely diddly squat. What about in here? Some paper! We found an item! I found a thing! I wish we could actually write notes in the game. Not necessarily for anything, I just want to be able to write a note, you know? Like if I get killed in multiplayer and I've got a note on my body and it's like, haha loser, you just got. You just killed a naked. You just killed someone with no fame points. You got no fame points from me. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? Not to say that I constantly get killed in multiplayer, which I do. A lot. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at multiplayer. I'm very good at single player. I'm very good at solo play. But multiplayer, I'm not very good at. Especially the PvP side of things. Right. What do we have here? I'm guessing this is supposed to say hotel energy. No? Energy. I can't. Words. Does anyone have a name for this building? I'm calling it hotel energy. That fits for me because it's beside a nuclear power plant. Hotel energy. Hey. Oh, this is just a junk pile. Just a junk pile attached to a bar. Right, how far have we made it into this place? Oh, we're right in the middle of it. We're right smack dab in the middle. To be honest with you, I'm just winging my my little tour right here. I'm just walking around, having a little nosy. As I said, there's no real incentive to actually come here. And it's a shame that there's no real incentive to come here. Other than to check the place out, to kind of look around the place, to kind of check out what they've put in this area. As I said, there's not an overabundance of items here, and you wouldn't want to come here anyway. If you're playing by yourself or in multiplayer or anything like that. If you had a hazmat suit, you would mostly go for the nuclear power plant and do some raiding on some uranium cells. So you can make armor-piercing rounds. Crafted armor-piercing rounds, by the way. Not just normal armor-piercing rounds, crafted. They have a little bit less damage, a little bit less pen, but they're better than nothing. Especially better than Tracer. So that's one thing to keep a note of. Crap ammo is extensively better than Tracer rounds. I'm wondering if that howling is from outside, because I've got my windows open right now. It's 25 degrees C in Scotland right now, or especially in Glasgow. I've also got a tank top on right now making this, because I am really too damn warm right now. Double tap. 762. Do you want to find out what 762 does to a 40-year-old woman's body? That's right. So I know that was completely random, but that that comes from my friend group, and They basically impersonate Randy Savage. Do you want to know what 762 does to a 40-year-old woman's body? It's just reminded me of the video that we made. Obviously, you guys can't see that video because it's just videos for me and my friends. But that's the kind of stupid crap that we get up to. Right, what we got here? We got a bad guy. Dead. Hey, she's up there. I'm wondering what's actually in here. It's very, very foggy. It's super foggy. How many bullets have we got left? How many bullets have we used? We've only used 7 bullets. Now, like I said, there's no way of me sprinting here. I can't sprint here, unfortunately, because of the hazmat suit. So if I do run into any problems, I'm going to have to be incredibly careful. I'm going to have to be incredibly precise with my shots as well. Is she dead? She wandered off? Oh, she's still there. Dead. Dead. I really want to find the baths. I want to find the Azure baths. So there's the wall. That's the main wall keeping us inside the zone, keeping us inside Scum Island. I want to find the Azure baths. I like how all the puppets here are in fact just in hazmat suits. And this brings me to my next point, by the way. The devs are going to introduce NPCs with radiation suits on in the radioactive zones. So I'm going to be expecting NPCs with vintage hazmat suits, modern hazmat suits, with guns, shooting at me. So, like, even more reason not to come here. Of course I'm joking. Like, everybody should experience this at least once or twice. You should come and check it out. Come and see what the devs have actually done. Come and see what they've actually added to the game map and stuff like that. This is a hostile location. It is a location that is essentially hostile to just about every single player if you don't have a hazmat suit. Oh dear. Oh dearie dear. I managed to piss off the locals. Many of them, it seems. Now, there's one place that I've not been yet. 2 places if you include the Azure baths. I've probably walked past it. I've probably not been paying attention or any attention at all. But there's another place that I want to go, and it's essentially the playing fields or the athletics field, I believe it is. It's basically a 200-meter track. What is crawling up my arm? I'm gonna get absolute pelters from people asking me, do you have a screen over your window? And the word is no. I don't think anybody in Scotland has a screen over their window, so yes, this lets in bugs and flies and stuff like that. Not a lot. It's not as if I open the window and then just like a massive horde of flies comes through my window. Just the occasional 2 or 3. You know what I mean? They just show up and you deal with them. That's all I can do. They show up and I deal with them. That's how I do it. But no, I don't have a screen over my window. Kitty will probably watch this and be like, "You should get a screen over your window." No, I don't need one. I like how their blood doesn't show up as red. It shows up as green when you do that. Is that the baths? Is that the baths or is that the stadium? I think that might be the stadium. Speed limit 35. Is that miles per hour or is that kilometers per hour? Because if it's kilometers per hour, you're not going anytime. You're not getting anywhere anytime soon. If it's miles per hour, then that's like a normal road speed here in the UK. Except we don't do 35, we do 30. I think this might be the baths. I think this might actually be the baths, I'm not sure. Not 100% sure. Let's go upstairs. I think I'm back into the, am I back in the culture center? I don't think I am. Just gonna go. Can I even get under that? I can't get under that. Shocking game. I need to go this way. Rooftop bar. Cafe bar. Offices 201 to 205 and 211 to 215. Restaurant +1. Reception lobby plaza. Oh, this is just an office building. This is not the Azure Baths. Gonna drop down. I'm gonna break my legs. Dink. I'm sorry I missed those other shots. I wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention. I apologize. Okay, we need to go down that way, I think. So that's the military installation that we kind of just breezed through. We've got a whole bunch of buildings over here we could probably investigate. Probably have a wee check out. See what they're like. See what they're all about. We do have a whole... was that southwest? We want to go southwest. Yeah, we want to go southwest. That'll take us more so into the town. So here we have the fire station. Quite obvious. It's the fire station. Seeing as how it's got fire trucks outside it. What's my suit sitting at? Right, it's sitting at 99%. I'm just going to quickly repair this a little bit more. That took 5 uses. 1% took 5 uses. That's not good. That's not a good number. That ratio is way off. 1% for 5 uses. If you could see my face right now, my eyes are wide. My pupils are at the back of my skull. Oh hey, I'll go through here. Again, this episode is essentially just touring around this location. This location, as I said, there's not a lot of incentive to actually come here. It is a really cool location. It is one of these locations where if you see it once or twice, you're like, right, cool, that's awesome. That's a cool place. I don't think I'll go there anymore because there's in all honesty, there's no real need for anybody to be here. I think what they need to do, I think what the devs need to probably think about is how the POIs are structured and how the POIs work. So, we've got POIs which give us a lot of loot, which give us all the fancy gear and all the cool gear and stuff like that. All military installation kind of POIs. But this is essentially a small city. So, I don't know what they could do to incentivize the need to come here. Oh shit. I'm just gonna keep moving. Oh, that's not good. Oh dear. I heard them. I heard them all showing up. I heard the doors getting... There she is right there. Sup, dork. But as I said, they need to think of a way to incentivize players to actually show up in this location. Also, looking at my hunger bar and my thirst bar, I'm going to need to leave here soon because I don't want to pass out in this location at all. There has to be there has to be a plausible reason for a player like me or someone else that's playing the multiplayer to actually show up in a location like this. It's fine and dandy for like the ideal of I have hazmat suits, I can go to this location and I can loot it. I can go through this location with relative ease. There is no problems with it. That's totally fine. That is an incentive for people who don't want to deal with other players looting the same POI. On the other hand, it's the same items you're finding. I've not really showcased it in this episode, but you can find a lot of the same items in this POI than you can find in the overworld, especially in bunkers and stuff like that. Like, for example, TNT and M9. There's things here that, like, there's no way for me to convince someone, hey, listen, see, if you go to this radioactive zone, you can find all this really cool gear. You can find all this really high level gear and stuff like that. The chance of you finding it is the same on the outside of this POI. It's the same rate. Now, I know there are servers out there, there are single player masterminds better than me that have changed the loot for their server and for their single player save. And those people have changed it so there is an incentive to come here. They've changed the loot spawns in this location. So you get a hazmat. Jesus, there's a lot of them in there. You get a hazmat suit and you come to this location. The risk is higher. The reward is also higher. But for what I'm playing right now, for what I'm dealing with right now, which is essentially a 2x loot multiplier table, there's no real need for me to be here. And even if I was playing multiplayer and I wanted to stay away from players, all I would need to do is go up to like the northern sectors or the southern sectors, because realistically not a lot of people live in the Z sectors or the D sectors besides the D4 and D3. I want to safely say that the D0, 1 and 2, a lot of people live in those in the Z sectors. Maybe only a handful of people, maybe like the guys who loot a lot that probably live down there. But like a normal player like me, nah. Those are just extra places for me to pick up gear and find loot and stuff like that. I've actually almost done a full loop of this location, which is really funny. I didn't find the baths though, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth. I kind of want to find the baths, but I also want to get some hydration in me, because if I collapse here, that could be quite problematic. Switching to melee. There we go. Drag the blade right across the skull. What is in here? There's absolutely hee-haw in here. Oh, it's the auditorium! Oh, right, okay. It's the auditorium. Check that out. Okay. This is one of the locations that you will probably find yourself recognising. I just have to find the Azure Baths now. That's all I need to find. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to back up to the motorcycle. And we're gonna drive away from here for a minute. I'm gonna fill myself with food. I've got an MRE here that I can eat. And I'm gonna fill myself with water as well, because I desperately need some. Desperately need some, because I'm on 2% right now, and if I fall, if I pass out here, it's probably gonna be quite bad. So our bike should be relatively close here. We just have to find the road. They don't see me. They don't actually see me. Right, we can back off now. Aha! The road. So where is our bike? It's up here. It's up this way. My bike should be just on that road over there. There it is. took his head off with that one. I'm at 0%. Right, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of this general location so I can get some water in me. Right, drive. So if we follow this road here, we should be able to get out of the radioactive zone quite quickly. Let's check our metabolism, our health. We've got a water deficiency, which is fine. We're going to correct that in just a second here. No damage, no damage, no damage done, no damage done. There we go. Go this way. As soon as we stop seeing the clouds, we can finally stop. Right, about here would be good actually. There we go. And unfortunately I need to do this. There we go. Right, get some water in me. But yeah, that is essentially the copycat of Pripyat. It's as I said, it's not really a location that is something that a lot of people should visit. Visit maybe once or twice, check it out, see what it's like, and then leave. That's all you really can do in that location. It's a real shame though. It is a real shame. I do feel bad that it's not a location that a lot of people frequent, because it is a very well thought out location. The way that it's structured, it's a very unique location. It is not the same as Samobor, which is up in the top left hand corner. This one here, it's actually bigger than Samobor in terms of size. In terms of density, not so much, but in terms of size, the size and scape of this place is actually a little bit bigger. This is one of the biggest POIs in the game, and there's no incentive to actually go to it, which is a really... It's a goddamn shame. It is a goddamn shame. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, it's a shame. I want to go to this location with the ideal of picking up something quite unique. I think what they need to do is look at each individual POI. Now, I can only suggest this. I'm not saying that it should be a thing in the game, but there should be something unique to every POI that you can participate in. Whether that be, for example, an underground facility underneath this this copycat of Pripyat, and underneath this is like the notes on something to do with the nuclear power plant, or like an underground tunnel system that takes you from here to here, and it takes you into the nuclear power plant, into a secret location within the power plant, which is like a shortcut to maybe some of the uranium, maybe a secret room which has uranium stores, but you need to lockpick it to get to them. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that at all. Or even like the torpedo factory, which is down here in Zulu 1, how it's connected to the train station right here. That if you trigger some sort of setting, that maybe a conveyor belt moves, or like something on the train tracks moves, and something in the train yard unlocks, as if you're hitting the switch for something here, and it unlocks something here, and you go to it and you maybe get like a valuable item or something like that. Or maybe they could introduce gold bars to the game. They could introduce some form of like not cash, but like gold bars, titanium bars, like things that would be useful for like trading and bartering and stuff like that. Maybe tie them into like quests and things like that. What other one could we suggest? What other ones could we think of? D4 airbase. D4 airbase, you set off an alarm and it opens up every single door, and it toggles all the sentries to disable for like a split, for like, I don't know, not a split second, but for like 60 seconds. You get to this location, it emits an EMP, which is probably why it's not functional anymore, because it's grounded all the aircraft in that area. It's fried all the circuitry, and what you're doing is essentially sending off an EMP in this area, which then triggers an event. Maybe a horde comes, but the sentries are all disabled, and you've only got so long before the alarm stops sounding and the EMP effects wear off. These are just little things that I'm thinking about. I don't know if they could do it. I don't know if they can do it, if there's a limitation of the engine, or if they've not got the right developers to do it. But I've seen them try things. I've seen them do things. And some of the things that they've tried, trial by fire really, are now in the game. So there has to be incentives. I suppose that's my only little... It's not my only little gripe about this game, but there needs to be more incentive to actually visit locations that are... For example, Charlie Zero is radioactive. This is dangerous to every type of person. Every player, every character, every puppet, every animal. This sector right here is a dead zone. And if you get shot here, you're pretty much screwed, because if you manage to get out of here and you stop the bleeding, you've now got radiation poisoning, which takes effect not really that quickly, but it does take effect and it weakens your character. And unless you've got the right things to obviously beat the radiation, you're going to be stuck with a weakened character until you inevitably have to re-roll again. Or not re-roll your character, but basically respawn. There has to be incentives. That's my only gripe. That's my only true gripe about this game. There has to be an incentive to go to these places. And my top 5 places that they need an incentive to go to is the nuclear power plant, the copycat of Pripyat, which is basically the whole of Charlie Zero, the trenches right here, because they're kind of redundant. The trenches here are kind of redundant. You can't really do much in them. There's not much really going on at them. The loot there is quite sparse as well, so there's no real incentive to go there. The dam, I've not found myself going to the dam all that much. I used to go to the dam all the time. Now I barely go. I barely even look at it on the map. I'm for going like further north and going into like D2 and checking out the stuff in here, because there's a castle here. There's a couple of towns. There's obviously the logging camp. The what the hell is it called? What is this place? What is that place called? Hold on. Events. I want to go to... Oh yeah, I can't do events. I can't do events because this is a single player, because they're not enabled. But Charlie Zero, nuclear power plant, copycat of Pripyat, the trench lines. What else needs an incentive for people to visit? Zulu 4. Zulu 4 town. This town right here. I know people still use this on multiplayer servers and stuff like that, but there needs to be an incentive for people to actually go and visit that location. There has to be something there. There has to be something to do there, or something to get out of that place. And the 5th one, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Alpha 2. This POI right here. This tiny little POI right here. I skip this POI a lot. If I land in Zulu 2, I'm hitting Novogorod, I'm hitting the train line. I'm going across this train line right here. I'm avoiding this POI because there's no point. Going straight for the quarries, and then from the quarries I'm going to these 2 POIs right here. Boot camp and this train yard right here, which has pretty much got a decent array, or a decent variety of crates for a variety of different types of loot items. There's just things that need to be incentivized. Oh, I've got a 6th one. The motor pool up in Delta Zero. That, to be quite honest with you, I don't go up here, because this is just snow. Or the radar dish as well. The radar dish, and 6 of them. 6 of them. 7 of them. The radar dish in the motor pool as well. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's just a little gripe. Just a little gripe. Just an incentive. They need to focus on an incentive to visit these locations. It can't be just for the loot. It has to be for something else. It has to be something for more quantifiable means. Whether if it's fame, if it's money, if it's gold. If they introduce new items to the game, any unique items, any items that are kind of locked behind like a key event, like a puzzle or something like that. I wouldn't mind a puzzle in this game. I would not mind a puzzle in this game. I don't mind lockpicking, I don't mind defusing, I wouldn't mind a puzzle. Like if you need to flick specific switches in parts of the POI that you're in to open this one door, I wouldn't mind doing that. That's it. That's an incentive. Like, what's behind that door? What is behind this door? I need to go and get these lights in the right order, so it unlocks this door. You know what I mean? A code lock. A code lock. A code puzzle. Or maybe structuring something, or moving things. rotating things. I don't know. I don't know how they would do it. All I want is an incentive to go to these places. I want an incentive. I want something to be like, here, come and get me. Come and get me. And I'll be like, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, leave a thumbs up in this video. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you have something else you want to talk about regarding SCUM? Let me know in the comments. And that as well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been enjoying this video and the other videos in the playlist, as well as the other series on my channel, and you've still not subscribed, consider subscribing, ring the little bell, select all, and you'll be updated with the latest upload on this channel. And as I said at the very start, if you want to support me further, consider becoming a YouTube member or a royal patron. Links are in the description as needed. Anyway, folks, I'm going to close out here. I'm going to go have a cup of tea and I'm going to chill out, and I'm probably going to go get a cornetto as well because it's bloody roasting, and you should all get a cornetto too because I like cornettos and everybody should have a cornetto. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching today. As always, I've been Mr. Fural. I'll see you all another time.